The world is coming to Texas to take a share in the boom of telecommunications. Corporations like Fujitsu chose to build here to get a slice of the action. Winston Thomas arrived with no capital, at least not in terms of hard cash. What he had to offer was brain power and a practical fix-it mentality that the Americans took to.
Okay, well, I'll be looking forward to installing this product. I know that MCI Metro is, very excited about the product, and I'm sure I'll be...
Yeah, and the factor also provide the operation system, which is similar to FLM product. Factor has many different applications to choose from, and Factor also talk to FLM 150. Factor.
Time to close one meeting and move on to another, this time at the country club. Winston arrives with his right-hand man, Tim. They're combining business and pleasure.
Going to socially is very convenient. They have a lot of things here which might be difficult to do back home. There's so many different amenities here that you can actually go, and there's no waiting or delays. You can just go and do whatever you need to do.
And Americans are known as being sort of open and friendly people, but the Texans seem to be that little bit one more. I mean, they seem to be very receptive, friendly people to me. Do you find that's the case?
Well, apparently in the southern states, they call it southern hospitality, so I found them very friendly, and they go to their way to help you.
Is that definitely the direction that MCI seems to be going?
Everybody in the telecommunication industry is
going to the fiber.
Everything's going to fiber optics because of the technology, the capacities, increasing capacities.
Are you doing some in Mexico too?
I haven't actually had any requests yet for bidding for any of the work, but there's going to be quite a big expansion.
It's not just that they do things in a big way in Texas. Texas is big, and using a plane is the best way of getting around. A private plane is not just a luxury. In terms of time, it can be cheaper for a group to fly rather than to stay on the ground. Winston doesn't own the jet, he hires it when the need arises.
The convenience, because of the fact that the schedule of the larger commercial aircraft is not suiting your needs, and sort of jumping in an aircraft, either leasing it or using your own aircraft to fly is a lot easier.
Is this just a rich man's opportunity in Texas?
No, I don't think so. I think almost everyone here flies. It's so convenient, and the price of aircraft is not all that expensive. It makes a lot of economical sense to fly.
Which aircraft do you fly yourself now, mostly?
In this instance, we fly the Learjet 55, which is very convenient.
You fly one like this?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Good plane to fly?
It's a very interesting aircraft. And it's very economical to use.
You're talking about using planes like I talk about using taxis.
I suppose so. It's in America, of course. I think it's been a tendency, for everybody to do it over such a long period of time.
But it suits a place like Texas, which is wide open spaces, plenty of land. It's very flat too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Plenty of room for airstrips.
Yeah. And there's so many airstrips, even in the Metroplex alone. We have 2 international airports here, and we're probably about 50 odd small airports.
Back home for a wet Christmas. At Llanelli, that means a visit to see the Scarlets play at Stradey Park on Boxing Day. Winston still regards Wales as home.
I go home at least every 2 months. I think I wouldn't like to stay away much longer than that.
It must be an enormous contrast. It's a completely different world, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's when you brought up in that town, there's so much character, and the people you don't meet people like that anywhere else. So it's not always nice to be home with them.
And your friends internationally, I mean, the people, you know, you went to the match on Boxing Day. Have you got the same friends internationally you had when you grew up there?
Oh yes, I have. Yeah. I've got quite a lot of friends which are grown up with me, and we still got an involvement. The football team, which is in Britain. And then of course I go to see rugby as often as I can.
Got it back. It's smashing. It's a good house. It's smashing carried, isn't it?
Scott called in. I think he was out to Australia to play game about 3 years ago.
Yes.
And when I was building that new building,
Yes.
I met him then.
Right, yeah.
Without America, he would never have enjoyed the success he's had. It certainly made him a rich man, but that's not the only way that Winston counts his wealth.
Well, wealth in a lot of respects, not only finance, but your wealth in maturing too. You know, there's lots of things that you sort of develop as you go along, and I think it all sort of you know, helps to create your personality. Again, it's very difficult to you know, to predict, you know, what I would have been doing internationally if I stayed internationally. I don't think I would have you know, did a day-to-day kind of job. I think I would still have been involved in some sort of development, because I've always been in it, and even when I was there I did development as well. It seemed to be quite a natural thing for me to do. There's lots of things to get involved in.
Devising telephone systems that most of us don't even understand has made him a rich man.
What do you do with your money?
Oh, I just invest it, and hoping that one day that it'll be passed on to the children.
All the wealth and glamour of the bright lights of Dallas have not blinded Winston Thomas. It's where he's made it, but it's not where he now wants to spend most of his time. He's still a Llanelli boy.
Well, I'll constantly be doing what I'm doing. You know, it's something I really enjoy doing, and if you enjoy doing it, you continue doing it. But I am hoping to spend more time in Europe. My family's there, and I need to spend more time there. So I suppose my presence in America will become less, but I'll still always be here, of course. But I think, ratio-wise, I spend about 60-40, I think 60% of my time in the UK.
Oh, c'est ça, ce gentil millionnaire a vraiment toutes les qualités qui peuvent me contenter avec ce millionnaire. Je suis sûr qu'on ne doit pas s'embêter.